Alright guys, welcome back to part 22 of our video series, and in the last video we compared and contrasted the difference between variables and constants. So now I'm very confident in your guys' ability to dive deep into PHP programming. So for this video, I want to talk about if-else statements, and I use these every single day, and they're actually really easy to learn. So go ahead and follow me. I'm going to go ahead and create two variables. Just call this a equals 5, and I'll create another variable called b, and will equal to 6. So this is how we create an if-else statement. First, we're going to type if in lowercase, and we're going to open up we're going to give it parentheses, and I'm going to give it braces after that, because our expression is going to go in our parentheses, and what we're going to execute is going to go in our curly braces. So I'll just give it any expression, and this is to test for Boolean. This tests to see if it is true or false. And we could create is a less than, equal, greater than, less than or equal to b, and I'll just do greater than, and I'll do less than b. And if this is true, because again our expression tests for Boolean, our expression or our condition, whatever you guys are more comfortable calling it, this is going to test for Boolean. So if this is correct, this is going to execute something, and we could run a program in here. I don't have any programs I can run right now, so I'm just going to echo something. I'm going to echo a is less than b, and it's a string, so we got to put it in quotations as well as a semicolon at the end. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to reload it in our browser, and since this is true, it outputted a is less than b. Our echo command worked. But let's say that a is 7, and we're still testing that a is less than b. Let's go ahead and reload this. Nothing output, because this is not true. This is false. But how do we create a false statement to execute? Well, that's where else comes in. And again, so type else, lowercase, and create curly braces. And again, white space doesn't matter, so we could put it up here, we could put it down here, we could put it here, put it anywhere, as long as it's in between these two curly braces. So if this is not true, I'm going to create our false statement, and a is not less, what's going on, than b. B's a little bit bummed out. And let's go ahead and give it a semicolon to close that out. Let's go ahead and reload this. Because now it's true. Our false statement was actually true. A is not less than b. So it tested, it ran a program, a is less than b, and this was not true. But our else statement was true. A is not less than b. And we could test for anything in here. We could see if a is equal to b. And I've got to make a point that when we're testing an expression, we don't use one equal sign. Equal sign is for when we assign a value to a variable. But we use two equal signs when we're testing an expression for Boolean. So this is a lot different than this. Again, this is to give a variable a value, and this is to test an expression. So now we're going to test that a is equal to b, and neither of these are true. Hold on, let's go ahead and create our variable to make it true, and I'm going to reload this, and I'm going to create our new string called a equals b, and we're stoked. So let's go ahead and save it, and let's reload it, and correct, a in fact does equal b. So what other type of logical expressions are there? There is a is greater than or equals to b, less than or equals to b, or a is everything except b. So when you put an exclamation point right there, we have a set to 6. This stands for everything outside of 6, what the variable is set to is, okay, so I'll show you what I mean. So let's save this, and we'll output this. A is not less than b. We have it set up where a equals 6 and b equals 6. But when you put an exclamation point in there, you're saying everything outside of what the value of the variable is, it's everything outside of the integer of 6 of what we created. So if we created 7, so now that a does not equal 7, let's go ahead and save this. Let's reload it. A equals b, because a does not equal, it equals everything outside of 6. So it could equal 7. It could equal 710 million. So we'll do 700, and it's still going to be a equals b, because a now stands for everything that's outside of the integer of 6. So I hope you guys understand that, and you guys are following along. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And good luck with this. Kind of play around with this before maybe you start the next video. And I'll see you guys over there.